Hello, everyone. My name is JD Cullen, and this is Indie Comics Explained. Yet again, I brought on another fantastic retailer because that's who we're talking to today, retail. And I'm doing it with Mr. Marvin Wood.
How's it going? Um, you know, I really don't like the weather. It's even worse here in Pittsburgh slash Comicsburg because we live in like a snow globe, and every other day someone's shaking up the snow globe, and we're like 70 degrees and then 20 degrees, and I just saw it's going to be like -9 next week. So yeah, I don't like the weather. It's stupid.
Gotcha. You got a lot of snow on the floor?
So it snowed and then it rained and then it snowed again. So
So that's nice. So you got a layer of snow, ice, and
yeah,
a
it's,
little bit more
it's
snow
slush,
on top of
like
it. Just
slushy
to,
stuff.
gotcha. All right. You guys get off the weather. Let's bring in our guest, Mr. Jeff Beck. How you doing, Jeff?
How's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Jeff, please introduce yourself and where can they find your store real quick?
So I own Eastside Mags. We're at in Montclair, New Jersey, on Bloomfield Ave, 491, right in North Jersey, 30 minutes outside of New York City.
Nice. All right, cool. Marvin, you want to start?
Sure, we can start. We met at Comics Pro, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I was trying to remember because we did the Comics Pro thing 2 years in a row, and I couldn't remember which one we met at. But so I mean, I want to kick off so one of the things that always came out of Comics Pro, and it was something that was always led by Shannon Lab, was community around comic shops. Can you talk about, like, does your shop do a lot of community activities? Do you bring people into the store to do signings? Do you do anything with like the youngsters in the store?
I mean, we're probably the most community focused comic book shop around us, at least. We do 3 drawing classes for kids every Saturday morning for 3 different age groups. We do 6 D&D games a week, 4 for kids in a variety of experience levels, 2 for adults. We do live music from time to time. We've got a comedy reading of Spaceballs coming up that we're going to do in the shop. We do cosplay karaoke, which is free to attend. We encourage people to buy stuff when they're there, but just show up in your cosplay or no cosplay, and you can sign up and you can sing. We do coat drives in the winter. We do food drives. We work with mutual aid organizations in town. And then there's 1,000 schools and organizations that hit us up every year for baskets and tricky tray stuff. And, it's hard to say no to those, especially when it's like a school or kids.
Mm-hmm.
So,
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. Being an indie creator, I primarily stick to indie questions. This outreach stuff, I don't know about any of that stuff. But things are weird in the industry right now, right? As far as distribution and stuff. How has that affected you? And what are you seeing? Like, what changes are you seeing, like, in your ordering? Right? Like, have you seen any sweeping changes, like, between independent and Marvel and DC, that sort of thing? Like, what have you seen on your end?
I got to thank COVID-19 for teaching me how to pivot and think on my toes and make last-minute changes to things. It was one thing when people started leaving Diamond. It was another thing when Diamond announced bankruptcy. It's a whole nother thing now with Free Comic Book Day being run by Universal, which is someone who I just opened an account with just to see how it kind of goes. But once Diamond kind of stopped doing comics or doing comics fairly, I probably, whatever, they're dead anyway. Lunar and Penguin are our main distributors for comic books, so we go through them. But we'll see how Universal goes. They have my application. They've confirmed it. I'm just waiting to hear back from a rep. But it's a lot. it's a, you know, toy distributors now. It's like a price game with all the tariffs and everything coming in and everything starting to go up. We kind of held out as long as we could, trying not to raise prices on people. But really, at the end of the day, if I'm going to get dinged for $5 more on my end for something, I've got to try to make that up too. So it's a lot, leaning into buying collections a lot more, comic books. Before it was just comic books. I wasn't buying cards or action figures or pops or anything like that. Now, action figures I'll take a look at. Cards, not so much. I still haven't gotten into the card game. I mean, we sell the package products and stuff, but not singles. I don't have binders to break out for people. So it's just kind of every day it's a new gift of trying to figure out where I can get stuff from that's quality, but not through the roof expensive, and, you know, be able to mark it up where I can make a buck, but still not have to charge my customers an arm and a leg to get it. So,
cool.
You know.
So how did your customers kind of shifted from the Diamond catalog? Do you have your own ordering system, or do you use like Comic Hub or one of the other competitors?
We were solid Comic Suite up until Diamond started to shit the bed, and then I said, you know what, like we gotta get off this Titanic as fast as we can because it's not gonna last. And so we ended up going with Comic Shop Assistant. Django and Jeff. They're very cool guys, very helpful. At the same time, I was awarded a grant from the NJEDA, the New Jersey Economic Development Association, who retooled my website and created a Shopify page for me, which was great because Comic Shop Assistant syncs up seamlessly with Shopify. Now I have a baller web store. I got a really nice looking new website, and yeah, I mean that's kind of where we're at. And it's just it's interesting every day.
Now, as far as percentages go, like I mean, the question, you sell indie comics, I would imagine.
Oh yeah, big time.
All right, cool. Now, what is your percentage? Like, what do you think? Is it like you selling 15% of your business is indie comics, 10%? Like, what are you looking at?
I'd probably go somewhere between 15 and 20. We've got Marvel and DC and all that stuff, but we also, you know, we get a lot of emails from independent writers and artists. Hey, I got a new book coming out, self-published, this and that. And usually my first response to those emails is, do you live in the area? And this is sometimes it's even before I even read the comic, which is probably not great. I should probably read it first, but it would be something crazy. But you know, we're always trying to bring those folks in to do signings and appearances. I mean, yeah, I'd love to have Scott Snyder or Tom King in my shop, but you know, they're doing me a solid more than I'm doing for them. You know what I mean? Like they're Scott Snyder and Tom King. Like they print their own money. But growing up, I was an indie musician. I played bass in a lot of punk bands growing up, and you know, we recorded in basements and kind of pressed our own CDs and our own cassettes, and then sold them. So I know what the indie scene is like intimately, and I get it. You guys are out there, you know, on the front lines, making the stuff, trying to sell the stuff. You know, no real corporate backing, no editors, no, you know, real finances other than whatever it is you got in your bank account to make it work. And you know, if I can bring you in and set you up in the back, we can sell 5, 10, 20 copies. I mean, I feel like that's a pretty big win for both of us, because it's you in front of my customers pitching your stuff and, you know, getting copies out there into the public, and it's me putting somebody who's not Chip Zdarsky in front of people. I mean, I'm sure people would love to meet Chip Zdarsky. I would love to meet Chip Zdarsky. I'm sure he's a really nice dude, but but I believe that comics, like music, like everything else, it's an ecosystem. You know, I'm just selling it. I'm not even making anything. You know what I mean? I don't produce anything. Y'all produce it, and then I take it and I put it in front of people, and I hit them with the pitch, and I give them the elevator pitch or whatever, and you know, hopefully I do a good enough job that I can make your book sound good, and people take it and then they read it and go, oh, this was actually really good. Where's issue 2? Oh, I don't know. Let's see the other guy and find out. So
what kind of hit did you take on your indie books without Diamond?
I mean, I kind of just go direct to the creator. As you know, I mean, if you're talking indie, like just small publisher like Fair Square, or who else? I guess Mad Cave is probably a little bit bigger.
These guys right here, those Comicsburg guys.
I mean, we like to deal with you guys directly. You know, we don't if we don't have to go through a distributor, then you know, cut out the middleman, put the money right in your pocket, and then get the books right on our shelf.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. We like to hear that because a lot of stores are kind of scared off by the direct sales. They want you to go through a distributor, which is why we were at Diamond. And now that we don't have Diamond, now we're in the mode of we're catching back up again. So we've lost 6 months now of direct, not direct sales, but distribution sales. So like we're going to be talking with distributors this week to see where we can get back in. But anytime anyone is like, oh, we'll do direct, we're like, yes, thank you very much, because it's challenging to get not only into these distributors, but then the cut that they take off the top is a killer for us.
Yeah, no, that can get a little gross. And I mean, you know, some of these smaller distributors, you know, their payment terms aren't always exactly what retailers are used to or want to see, so it's hard to sign up to those too. And you know, it's just, what is it? It's like a choppy ocean in a storm. You just kind of got to hold on to the mast and weather it out, and then hopefully the sea's calm and everybody's kind of found their footing and we can get back to business. But
and then you had like your number one distributor for indies take a dive and create a tsunami.
Yeah.
They hit everybody at the same time. They're like, crap, this is going to cause us headaches for a year. It's going to be a year before we recover. So it's good to hear that though. But and then I guess I'll just ask the next question, because someone's like, so what's the best way to approach? Like, do you do phone calls, emails? Do you like when people call you on Wednesday?
No. I mean, you can it's a tell. I mean, you can see who understands the game and who doesn't understand the game. If they're calling you on a Wednesday, they don't get it.
Yeah, we do a warning every time we do the show. Do not call on Tuesday and Wednesdays. Yeah. Thursdays, we always get Thursdays. Thursdays are usually the best days. Thursdays, Saturday.
Thursdays are calm. Fridays are calm. Yeah, I was gonna say Tuesdays too. Tuesdays, and a lot of people overlook that, but that's shipment day, babe. Like that's we're cracking boxes, going through hundreds of comics. God forbid toys come in that same day, and it's a hot mess. But Thursdays are cool. For any other day, just you call on Monday. We're closed on Monday, but you call. I mean,
do you return voicemails? Do you return voicemail?
Oh, we check our voicemail. I check the voicemail. I don't know if my employees are checking the voicemail, but that's okay. I don't mind.
So do you feel like email with a preview of the book and like terms, like ordering terms and things like that?
Yeah, I mean, usually it's just usually what I see is an introductory email. Hey, it's me, Marvin from Comicsburg, and here, check this book out, and if you like it, let me know. The email is usually more elaborate than that, but the gist of it, and then I'll click the link, and if I know the person, it's great. Sometimes if it looks a little sketchy, I might try to skip it, but and then I get to go through the preview. I get to check it out, and then that's when I usually write back and go, hey, Marvin, are you local to the area? Like, where are you at? I mean, sometimes I get, oh, Pittsburgh. Sometimes I get, oh, Scotland. And I go, oh, that's tough. Like,
Yeah.
I want to have you here, but I don't have the
Yeah.
coin to fly you out from Scotland. That's not,
Yeah.
I mean, comics, not, selling iPhones or whatever. So.
Right.
Mhm.
But emails are cool. Emails are cool because I can get to them on my own time, and I usually do a pretty good job. I kind of, before this, worked in like a more corporate environment in New York City, so it's just in my blood to try to get back to people 24 to 48 hours every time as fast as I can.
All right. So you hear that? Email, get your point out across, preview. That's how you get it done.
And sweet talk me, baby. Like, don't send me like a, hey, blank. Why I got a comic book, like, throw my name in there, like, make the effort, hey, Eastside Mags, like, check out our Instagram, you can find my name, it's not a secret, hey, Jeff from Eastside Mags, like, sweet talk me, make a little love, like,
Offer candy, heart-shaped box.
Take me out to dinner, maybe give me like a nice drink to start off, something smooth but not crazy.
Right.
Make me feel like you're sending this to me, not the 100 other comic book stores in the area that I know you're sending it to also, which I don't blame you for.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like to feel a little special every once in a while. That's all.
Okay.
That's funny. When you buy books directly from individuals, do you like them signed or unsigned? Like, what's your preference?
I mean, I try to get them signed. I think people like signed stuff, especially if it's an indie thing. Because, I mean, here it is. At the end of the day, the indie stuff is great because you never know. And it's a gamble. Like, you could have a new book out, and I could tell people, you got to come out and check out JD Calderon. He's got this new book. It's about ninjas taking over banking software in the future, and then some time travel stuff happens. It's wild, but like you don't know 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 3 years from now, someone could pick up your book and be like, hey, you ever thought about writing Batman? And the next thing you know, JD Calderon's writing Batman. And now, but you got this ninja indie banking book that he put out with his signature on it that feels good, like, because now, like, in the music scene, it's like, oh, I've been listening to them since before they were, well, now I'm gonna date myself, before they were on MTV, before they were on the radio. I was seeing them in clubs with like 100 people, and now they're filling stadiums. And comics is the same thing, man. Like, people love, I got Scott Snyder's first Batman, Black Mirror, signed by him, and I mean, I think the signature helps to push the book, especially when it's an indie, because it's got a personal touch.
Right.
People like that stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I wonder where Battle Pope goes for these days.
Yeah.
The early issues.
The early number, Battle Pope 1.
Right, Battle Pope 1, black and white.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I see that's huge out there is those blind bags.
Oh,
yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, because I see some indie guys getting involved. I see, obviously, Marvel and DC are in it, IDW, a couple of those other companies. Like, what are your thoughts on the blind bags?
I like the idea, but I did FOC today, and I think Dynamite had 3 different titles with blind bags. I like Dynamite a lot. A good friend of mine works for Dynamite. I won't name drop him, Jeff, but he's a good dude. Dynamite's got a lot of covers, man. Like, when you start getting cover R, cover S, cover T, double Z, ZA, ZZ, ZZAA, BBYOB, like, it's a lot, and it's like, do we really need all those? Do I need Bjorn Barron's cover, and then the black and white version, and then the trade dress, and then the non-trade dress, and then the non-trade dress in black and white, and then the trade dress, non-trade dress in black and white. You know, it's like, what are we doing? Like, why? And then on top of it, 3 different books with blind bags. I mean, I like the idea. I think it's great. I think that it's a nice little twist on the industry that they haven't really done before. But I mean, like everything else that comic book industry does, everybody's going to jump on it. Like the second they did, what was the first one they did? Was that Battle Beast? I think Image did the Battle Beast blind bags. That was kind of the first one. Yeah. And I definitely underordered that one. I did not initially think that it was going to be a thing. Blew through those in a day. I don't even remember how many I bought, but it definitely wasn't a lot. And I blew through those. By Wednesday closing, we were gone. It was out. And so I've tried to kind of pick up the pace a little bit, but then you get something like Marvel with that Ultimate Endgame. The blind bags were awesome. The offerings in there. I mean, you could have gotten an RDJ cover, like signed, like which is dope. That's a cool thing to chase. But the production was fucked, right? Like everything came in damaged. Everybody was opening them up. I mean, I'm on the retailer pages, but I'm also on the comic collecting pages on social media, and I see these guys, and it's usually guys, you know, screaming and crying and carrying on because the thing came out damaged. And I don't know, like, I like collecting for enjoyment. I'm not a big collector for value. So when I see people crying about, oh, I got this one for 1,000 cover and it's all dinged up, and I get it. Like, I wouldn't want to buy a brand new car and then get in front of it and find out it's got all kinds of dings and scratches all over it. But I don't know, man. You got color break, press it out. You know, give your local presser $30 or whatever he's charging. Smooth that baby out, and then throw them up on eBay if that's what you're in it for. But yeah, I mean, it's just like everything. It's got to find its center, and the production on those, I guess, wasn't great because they all came through damaged, but the offering was great. So I don't know. We just what was it, like a year or two ago? They legalized marijuana, recreational marijuana here in New Jersey. And everybody went, oh, every block's gonna have a dispensary. Well, every block's got a Starbucks, you know. Like, I don't know what you're crying about. And then, you know, everybody's gonna open one, and then the ones who are doing it right and who are doing good, they're gonna stay, and everybody else is gonna kind of fall out. And that's
same levels off.
Yeah. So the blind bags are gonna be the same thing. You know, you just gotta kind of bite down and bear for it, and okay, everybody's gonna do a blind bag. Some people are gonna do a blind bag for every title they put out, like Vampirella and Darkwing Duck and whatever, man. Like,
right. I mean, all that does is itch someone's gambling thought process. It's just like it's a bet. Yeah. And I did see one store said they wouldn't do returns, only exchanges. So they said when Marvel re-releases the books to them undamaged, then they could come in and exchange it, but they said no return. They said once you crack that bag, it's yours.
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 people who even said anything, and we bought, what was it? I mean, at least 40 to 60 blind bags for Endgame, which is way more than usually I get in cover A for a lot of titles, not counting absolutes. Because that DC Absolute line is fire right now. They're killing it. And Batman and Amazing Spider-Man. Those are probably the books that I order in the largest quantities. But we got at least 40 to 60 Ultimate Endgame blind bags and sold through those, no problem. But there was one guy who heard one of my employees having a conversation with a dude about them being damaged or whatever. And the guy came back and he was like, yeah, I went to the diner down the block and I opened mine up, and yeah, mine was all dinged up too. And that was it. He wasn't looking for money back. He wasn't looking for any kind of refund or I want you to tell Marvel I'm super fucking pissed. Like, you know, it wasn't all that. It's just he overheard the conversation and he came back to verify. Like, yep, I bought this one, It was definitely damaged. Like 14, 15 dings in the spine, and it stinks. But he was like, "What am I going to do?" And then I had one other customer who reached out and was like, "Listen, if they're doing any kind of buyback or refund or exchange type thing," he goes, "I bought one. It was real dinged up. I'll give it to you if you want it. If they're doing a refund thing." So I reached out to Penguin. Penguin said, "Reach out to customer service." Customer service said, "Yeah, how many you got?" I said, "One." They were like, "Okay, we'll give you the credit." Like, "You want me to mail it back?" They were like, "For one?" What? Like, the email spoke to me. I was like, "Holy shit!" Like, they were like, "Get out of here, dude! Like, we're gonna ship us one comic back? Like, fucking keep it." And it turned out it was a cover A. It wasn't even an incentive. He got cover A in the block. Wow. So we're gonna chop it up and make buttons out of it. So it'll be fine.
There you go. At least you get some use out of it.
Yeah.
I was gonna also ask, like, because I find it fascinating, the whole cover thing. Because on my Kickstarters, I offer alternative covers depending on the book I'm doing. Like this book here, the Oswald Chronicles, I do cover A, cover B. That's it. And then I have my other title, Dreamweavers. I do Magic's Grace, whatever. I do about 6 covers on those, right? And I do like nude variants. I do the whole, girly thing, whatever. But in your store, like, what do you have customers that just come in and they're like, okay, let's say he's his Space Ghost, right? And they're like, I'm gonna get all the variants of that. And is that something that you see a lot of, or is it like, do they pick like one specific title and just buy all those variants, or do you see them like picking and choosing, like I say, okay, I like this cover, I like that cover from various titles, like, or is obviously gonna have various people, but I'm just curious, like how just that mentality, like what, because when I was a kid, we didn't have that. We just had the one issue, and the one cover, we just picked it up, and that's all we had. Now it's like, how the hell do you choose from the 40 covers available?
I mean, it's a mixed bag. I got some guys who they're regulars and they let me know, like, I like Scotty Young, I like Peach Momoko, I like Bjorn Barons, and it's like, okay, so if I order a book, if I'm ordering a book and I see that Barons did a cover for it, like, because you said Space Ghost, right? Barons does a lot of stuff for Dynamite, so if I know Barons is doing a cover for Space Ghost, I'll make sure I get at least one. And I throw it on the shelf because I know this dude is going to come in on Wednesday and he's going to look and, maybe he sees it and maybe he doesn't. And then some people come up to me with lists and they go, "Hey, there was a Stoko, I wanted to get the Stoko cover for Orphan and 5 Beasts, but, it looks like you sold out of it. Can you still order it for me?" And I guess some people, like me when I was a teenager and they started doing all the variants, my personal comic book collection was like real disjointed because I go in to get Amazing Spider-Man and I'd see that there would be 3 different covers besides cover A, and I'd go, "Oh, I guess I'll just pick whichever cover price variant is here that looks the coolest." So like, I've got one issue where it's cover A, I got another one that's the next one's cover C, the next one's cover D. Like, they don't match up. Like, and even if they were connecting variants, I didn't realize it until it was too late. And I never really went. I was whatever. I'm not going to go and chase down the missing connecting variant for this 4-part whatever it is. So, I'm not against variants. I am against having enough variants that you got to use all the letters of the alphabet and then start doubling up on them. Like, that's excessive.
It's cover A and cover AB.
Yeah, like, I mean, was this an eye exam or are we buying comics? Like, what are we doing? So, you got 2 covers, that's cool. You got 6 covers, that's fine too. But, when you start getting into double digits, 12, 15, 26, that's a lot of covers.
It's a lot of covers.
And that's that's got to be a lot of overhead. Like, what are you paying all these? I mean, yeah, it's really like, what, like 5 or 6 artists? And then it's the regular version, the black and white version, the no words version, the no words version in black and white, and then it's like, it's like 8 different copies of it, of the same cover. And then you start going, well, how many people are going to buy this cover, and how are they going to want the regular version, the black and white version, the non-black and white version, the blue pencil version, the red pencil version, and it just gets to be a lot. So I think one area that we really excel as a shop is customer service, man. Like we love what we do. We love this stuff. We live in it. We breathe it. We brush our teeth with it. Like we love comics and we go talk about it all day. And so people who know us know that they can come up and go, hey, Null #1 came out, but I didn't see this cover. Is that something you can order? And we'll take a look. And if we can order it for you, we'll do it. It's no big deal. I don't know. I hear a lot of stories that, they don't like doing that kind of stuff. And I don't know if it's a bother for them or it's the extra work or they're just not that interested in taking your money. But I mean, if I can order it for you, no problem.
I've heard that from a bunch of people where they were like, "Oh, I tried to get your book," and the store guy, he wouldn't order it. And like, why wouldn't you not want to order something if someone's going to give you money for it?
Yeah,
it's just strange to me.
So I mean, we just had, what was it? Let's say Sunday. Yeah, yesterday we had Tom Pescator. He's from Philly. He drove all the way up from Philly. He sent me an email, PDF, everything that we just talked about. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, and it was a graphic novel. It wasn't even a floppy. It was a straight up graphic novel. And I was like, Philly, huh? I was like, would you want to come up for a signing? I know it's like a 2-hour drive, but he said yes. And he came up. I mean, I think yesterday the weather was kind of shit. So where our store is at, it's everybody in town's like Chicken Little. If it's falling from the sky, they're like, oh, we're gonna stay inside. I can't go out there. There's fucking snow or rain or hail or pigeons, whatever. So we didn't sell quite as many copies as I was hoping, but I mean, Tom was a cool guy. We got to hang out a little bit. We got to talk about punk music and the industry, comics industry, and just growing up and being kids in like the 80s and 90s and getting beat up after school for reading Spider-Man. And now those same dudes are bringing their kids into my store going, yeah, Dad read Spider-Man when he was in middle school. And I want to be like, no, Dad had his foot on my neck while I was trying to read Spider-Man. That's who your dad is. But, I don't say all that. But it's funny how now it's mainstream and now it's like, oh man, did you see the new Avengers movies coming out? Oh, look at these teaser trailers. But when I was a kid, you got called all kinds of names. You got beat up, caught hands after school just for having a Batman comic folded up in your back pocket. Like, it wasn't considered to be a cool thing back then.
It's amazing how things change when things make billions of dollars.
Yeah, right. But I don't know. I don't. If somebody wants something and we don't have it, I'll definitely make an effort to try to go out and get it. And I've even been guilty of having some long time, like day one pull box customers, like dudes who've been with us since like the first week I unlocked that door, and they'll go, "Oh, I don't want to be a bother, man, but I didn't get Hell's Half Acre #2," and I go, "Shit, Hell's Half Acre #2 came out last year. It's been a year, and you didn't tell me till now." And I go to Lunar site, and it's not even showing up, and I go, "Oh crap, what am I going to do?" Like, this guy's awesome. He sends us a tray of cookies every Christmas. Like, I got to take care of this guy. So then I'll just go on eBay. $4.99, $5 shipping, $6 shipping, whatever it is. All right, so now I bought a $10 cover price comic. Thing comes in, I charge the guy cover price. I take the L. But like, guy's been here since day one. Like, lost his job, swore he'd pick up his stuff, and he did. And he came through. Even when he was jobless, he was giving us, hey man, I can take $25 worth of whatever's in my pull box. I mean, communication, loyalty, friendship, whatever you want to call it, like, we'll do it.
Can't put no price on that.
Yeah, no. Seriously. Here's one. On average, how many customers do you see a week? Are you seeing a couple hundred, 300, 400?
Yeah, for sure. Probably somewhere around 200, I think. Just rough off the top of my head. Um, Actually, it's been a while since I looked into that. I gotta check that out. But we moved across the street, so it would be interesting. I don't think I ever sat down and did a comparison as to when we were in our old location when we first opened up, which was about 550 square feet,
Mm.
and then no, it was about 1,000 square feet. Sorry, and then the apartment I was living in was about 550 square feet at the time. And so the store was about 1,000 square feet, and then COVID hit, and then there was a whole bunch of stuff, and then we ended up moving basically across the intersection. Like when we moved, I didn't even get a truck. We used dollies and hand trucks to move everything over. It was awesome.
Mm.
6:30 a.m. on a Sunday, I had 30 people show up, customers and friends show up at the shop with
Awesome.
dollies and hand trucks and plastic wrap, and I mean, we moved everything over. It was beautiful. If I wasn't so stressed out, I probably would have cried. And but now we got like 2,200 square feet, and so we doubled in size, and so we get a lot of people who come in. But that's a good question. I'm gonna sit down and crunch those numbers. I think this week, maybe I'll do that.
All right, cool. What's the most expensive indie comic you got in stock that you can remember?
Indie comic? I don't know if I have any indie comics that are expensive, because they're indie comics. So I think the name of the game is get it in people's hands, and if you got something that's $20-$50, I think, and it's an indie, I don't know if people are really amenable to that. But
I mean, stuff like the Crow #1 is worth a lot of money.
Oh, okay. So we can go into that realm.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
See, I think indie, and I think self-published. I don't think.
Yeah. Caliber #1. I think that's the first appearance of the Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've had those in the store before, but I don't think I have. I don't have it now. Wow.
Yeah, Usagi Yojimbo's first appearance, I think, in Albedo. Oof.
Yeah, we had that. We've had that before. I mean, I buy collections, so we've gotten pretty lucky. We've gotten stuff like that. We've gotten, our share of Hulk 180s and Hulk 181s, and I CGC'd an Amazing Fantasy 15 for a guy one time.
Oh wow! Nice.
He was kind of a dick though, so it was a one and done. But you know what? I got my picture holding a authentic Amazing Fantasy 15 in it, so he could be as big a dick as he wants because I got the photo. So it's all good. We've had a couple of X-Men ones come through. I'm gonna say we got a variant cover that our friend Len Danovich did for a Popeye book for IDW, but it's zombie Popeye and zombie Olive Oyl, and I think it took 3 days for me to price it out because there was just like no other copies out there. And then it becomes a question of like, oh, are there not other copies out there because this is so rare, or is there no other copies out there because no one gives a shit? But Len's awesome. He's a phenomenal artist. So I think we got that priced at $500.
Nice.
Because it's just, where else are you going to go to get it? Like there aren't copies just out there. You can get an X-Men 1 if you got the coin and you got enough incentive. You can go out there and get one tomorrow, today, even right now while we're talking. But this book's harder to find, so that's probably the highest price. I guess what I would call indie, even though it's IDW.
All right, cool. Marvin, you got anything?
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
All right. Oh, well, here's another one. Manga, like big. Are you selling any out of your shop?
Yeah, I don't read a lot of it. It's intimidating. I don't know. Like I could read 600 issues of Batman, but you give me 125 volumes of One Piece, and I go, well, nope, I'm good.
Nice.
So I don't know too much about the content itself, other than solicitations I read and book descriptions and what I get from customers. But we sell it. We try to, I stick to a little bit more of the basics. I don't stray off the path too much. What's her name? She used to work for Boom, and now she works for Square Enix. She does roller derby. Why can't I remember her name? And if she sees this, she's gonna be mad at me too, because I always give her credit. Whenever I see her at New York Comic Con, I always introduce myself, and then she looks at me and goes, "Jeff, what's your problem, man?" She goes, "You do this every year. You talk to me like I don't know who you are." She goes, "I know you. I remember." She goes, "You're cool as hell." Okay, thanks. And now I can't remember her name, and I'm the asshole. But she, not last New York Comic Con, but the one before it, I saw her at the retailer meeting, and she had 2 reusable shopping bags full of Square Enix manga books that were coming out. Hadn't even hit the shelves yet, and she was like, "I don't want to carry these back to my hotel. Do you want these for free?" And I went, "Okay, I'll take them." And I kind of flipped through a couple of them, and there were some cool titles in there. So we put them out on the shelf, and they've done pretty well. So, wow, I really can't remember her name. This is embarrassing.
Don't worry about it. You're gonna see her do a Comic Con, remember her name, and she's gonna be like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, right. And then I'm gonna go, "Shit, 6 years, you remember my name every time," and now here we are.
Yeah. Once we leave, once the show is over, you remember her name. You go, "Oh, damn it."
Yeah, I'm gonna send her the link. I'll find it.
So, with the free comic book day thing, so you've got Lunar on one side, you've got Penguin Random House doing their own thing. How is that? How do you think that's going to work for you with having 2, like, not competing, but kind of 2 sources of books for the day?
I mean, they're both shooting balls at the same basket. Like, I don't. All the problems with that are on my end, like the retailer end. The customers, if retailers are listening, and I'm gonna say this, if you do your job right, it's just the branding on the comics that they're gonna notice. That's it. Like, all the headache, all the pain and suffering between these two distributors doing their own thing. That's all my problem. It's got nothing to do with the customer. The customer is gonna roll in. Free comic book day, was it May 2nd this year? Yeah. They're gonna roll in May 2nd. All the stuff's going to be laid out, or however the retailer does it, they're going to do the same thing that they always do. And no one's going to know the difference other than what's printed on the front of the comic.
Right.
I mean, especially if you do your stuff right. But I was just talking to another indie guy, Piper Williams, who did a book called Escape New Jersey. I met him at Garden State Comic Fest. He's out in LA? Somewhere in California, where it's definitely not snowing and it's sunnier than it is here. And he hit me up because he was asking questions about, he's got a preview. I don't know if I should be talking about it, but maybe I'm going to talk about it anyway, because I'm sure he'd love the shout out. He's got a preview for a comic that he's got coming out in June. He's got George Clooney in it.
Yep.
George Clooney. And I was like, that's a good hook, man, because people are going to see that there's a George Clooney comic out there. And I think George Clooney, it's like post-apocalyptic, but George Clooney's in charge of the banking system or something like that. I don't know. The pitch was wild, and I like Piper. He's a good dude, so I was like, "Yo, count me in. We'll take copies on." But he's going to do a preview for Free Comic Book Day, and I think he's trying to charge like a couple of cents per copy to retailers just to cover printing costs or whatever. But he had a bunch of questions about, what's the best way to get in touch with retailers, and how do you do your ordering, and how many copies do you get, and stuff like that. And so we were just chopping it up on my way home from the shop today. But I think that's also, I like to do that. I like to order from Lunar. I'll order from Penguin. We'll put all the stuff out. But if there's indie stuff too, people got indie free comic books or whatever to put out. I'm always happy to do that too, because it always makes my Free Comic Book Day just a little bit different than this guy 2 towns away or this guy 3 towns up north. Like, it separates us from the pack, and I like that.
So how did you participate in local comic shop day?
Local comic shop day is a little tougher on my end. I want to do it. I've done it. I did it a bunch of years in a row. I just don't get the crowd for it. I don't get people coming in. I try to promote it. Hey, check out these cool variants. Hey, it's local comic shop day. That and what's the other one? It was like 24-hour comic creating day or something like that. I love that idea, but I don't get anybody, and it's tough. Like,
Mhm.
I can promote it, I can talk it up, I try to do different things, but at the end of the day, if nobody shows up, it's not really 24-hour comic creating day, and I just lock the door and I come home like regular, you know. But I like
Yeah,
the ideas. I just don't know if the marketing. Maybe it's my problem. Maybe I'm the one who's not marketing it right. You know.
I think it's going to take time for that thing because it was a kind of a stop start thing,
Yeah.
and now that they kind of went all in with it last year, and I thought they did a pretty good job. A lot of stores had a lot of stuff going on, and we did a book for that day. But yeah, I can see like other stores struggling with that because people aren't used to it. Like once it has to be something that like Free Comic Book Day is something that's ingrained in the brain. Like people say, oh, first Saturday in May, free comic books, going to the shop. Local
You
comic
know,
shop day. What the heck is that? I never heard of that before. When is that? Oh, it's in the end of September. Wasn't it in October before?
well, and I think what does local comic shop day a disadvantage as compared to free comic book day is the free.
Yeah.
I mean, when you promote free comic book day, I mean, you could promote free dirty diaper day. People will show up. Like, it's free. People are like, and then because every year it doesn't matter, and you can ask any retailer, and if they tell you they don't get this question, they're probably a fucking liar. But I get people who come in, and I get hit with the old dad joke, and they go, "Oh, it's free comic book day, so I could just pick whatever I want and it's free."
Yeah.
No, dude. Don't make me embarrass you in front of your kid. Like, it's not how this works. It's not just come in and take what you want. This isn't. We're not rioting and setting my store on fire today. Like, come on. Just here's the free table. Everything else is on a discount, pretty much, and support us. And to most people's credit, they don't. I don't think a lot of people realize that the free comics are actually bought by us. So they think we get it for free. So what's the big deal? But no, it's like $3, $5, $7.50, $9.50 for a pack of 10, 25, whatever it is, and and then we're going, here, take this gift for me for free. And the local comic shop day, I think it's a different vibe. I think it sends a different message. And like I said, maybe it's just me. I think maybe I'm just not promoting it right. And that's definitely something I could probably do better on. But
I mean, it's not built like like you said, it's not saying that it's a free comic book day, but it's someone ingrained in that. But it's another celebration day for comic shops, and I think that maybe this year there'll be better promotion for it. I think everything got started a little late in the game because they didn't even pick a date until like it was almost time for it. So I don't know. I don't know the right answer for this because it's something that has to build itself over time. Like Free Comic Book Day wasn't something that just overnight was a sensation where it's like Black Friday for comic shops almost.
Yeah. Well, and I think, as much shit as I'll talk about Diamond, because they definitely didn't do things well or the right, what I would think would be the right way. That was one thing that they definitely had a button on was Free Comic Book Day. I mean, it was centralized, it was unified, it had one direction that they were pushing everything in. They had that locked up. And, I think staggering the books got a little dicey at one point. But I mean, I was definitely glad not to get 40 boxes one day in like April. Have to go through, okay, these 10 boxes are our weekly shipment, but these other 30 boxes are full of free comics that I now have to go through today so I can report damages or missing stuff and get back to Diamond. But I don't know. I think they had that locked up really well. And I don't think either Lunar or Penguin or even Universal, I guess, has it locked up like that. But we'll see.
Yeah. So we want to see what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting to see how they pull it off.
Yeah, for sure.
Here's one for you. Do you prefer getting trades or single issues from indie publishers?
I don't know if I have a preference. I mean, I think it's just, you're making it. So I'm here to help sell it. I mean, I think price point also comes into play. If it's a single issue that you're selling for $10, that's a harder pill to swallow for the average customer. I get it, but I think I have intimate knowledge of how the industry works, and I know that, if you're getting 100 copies of something printed, that's going to be one price. If you're getting 1,000 copies printed, it's cheaper per copy, but you're still putting out more money. And then it's, okay, are you an indie creator who has the coin to get 1,000 copies made? Maybe you only have the coin to get 100 copies made. So, I get it, and I don't have a problem if you come in with your indie comic and it's $10 a pop, but the customer doesn't get it because they don't see all that back end stuff. And so then it's, all right, we really got to sell it to them. Like, we got to make them think that this is going to be the best $10 they're ever going to spend in a comic shop ever. And then some people, like this guy Tom yesterday with his Junction, it was called Junction Jones and the Corduroy Conspiracy. He called it a cyber folk punk graphic novel, which I never even heard of. But it's cool. It's a good read, and it's a trade. It's a full blown graphic novel. He said it came out in single issues a while ago. I think it was Scout. I could be wrong. But now it's collected, and that's what he's slinging. And he said, I think he usually does 25 at shows, but if he's here in the comic shop, like we'll sell it for 20. And we sold a couple. I mean, we did pretty well considering, like I said, it was snowing. It was snowing yesterday over here, and the weather was crap, so there wasn't a lot of foot traffic, not a lot of people coming out just to kind of hook them. Because when we do signings, we promote it, obviously, put stuff on social media, but then we get a lot of people just walking in. They see a comic shop, they see Spider-Man in the window, they're like, "Oh, let's go check this out," and then we greet everybody, we give it a couple minutes, we ask them if they need help finding anything. Whether they do or don't, we go, okay, no problem. By the way, if you get a chance, special guest in the back, right there at the table, and we point at the dude, everything, or her, if it's a her. And we're like, hey, go check them out. They got a graphic novel. We give them the quick 10-second sales pitch, and then hope that incentivizes them to go back and, I can meet the writer of a comic or the artist, on a comic book.
Yeah.
And then hopefully they go back there, and then it's up to you, baby. You gotta sing them that sweet song, and then the next thing you know, they got a copy. Maybe they got A and the B cover, and then they're bringing it up to the register, and that's it. Sale made.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the next one. Do it again and again and again, and then hopefully I'm cutting you a check for 20 copies sold, 50 copies sold. 4 copies sold, maybe. I don't know. It depends on the day.
What's the percentage that you're looking for when you do direct sales with indies?
I mean, I usually try to shoot for 50-50, but I get it. Like I said, I was an indie musician. I know that everybody's got costs, and I don't know what your money situation is, so I'm not trying to hold anybody to the fire on 50-50. I mean, yesterday, the guy was saying if I wanted to order copies, I could get them through Ingram, and Ingram does like 40%, which isn't great. So I was like, listen, man, you want to bring copies, and then we can do 60-40, 60 for you, 40 for me. And he said, okay, I can do that. And I mean, if he's driving up from Philly and he's got copies to bring, I'd rather do that, because then that's money going into his pocket. Nothing against Ingram. I mean, their discount structure sucks, but why would I give my money to Ingram so that then he can get what? Pennies on the dollar? No, I'd rather sell a $20 book, give you 12, keep 8 for me, and we're good. Like, you get paid, I get paid, and I tell people all the time, like, listen, I shoot for 50-50. If that doesn't work for you, if that cuts into your costs, the whole point of this is for you to make some money too. So if you're not making money, and I'm the only one making money, what are we doing? Doesn't make sense to me. As a creator, I wouldn't want to do that.
Mhm.
Unless I was desperate to get rid of copies. I mean, and I've been as a retailer desperate to get rid of some shit. So sometimes you take the hit, get it off the shelf, and just move on. But yeah, I usually just try to have the conversation, find out what their cost is, find out what they can afford to do, or what makes sense for them, so that they're making some money too, and they're making profit, as opposed to just me making money and they're going, "Whoa, I lost $10 on the whole day." You know, I don't want anybody to lose nothing. That's not what we're here for.
How many copies of a title will you take at once?
Again, depends on the price point. I mean, it could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 10. It just depends on the book, what it is. If I think I've got a customer base that would be interested in that kind of thing. I mean, if it's super weird and real far out there, it might be a hit. It might be a dud. I don't know, but you know, it's just case by case basis. I don't really have like I always take 5. 5 copies. That's it. No more, no less. 5.
No more, no less.
Yeah. I don't know. Depends on what it is. Hopefully, you come in for a signing, we sell all the copies, and there's nothing for me to buy.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you're like, shit, what do I do with these empty boxes? I go, leave them in the back. We'll bring them out to the dumpster later. Yeah, you know. That's always the goal. Sell through all of them.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Well, talking about selling through, though.
What?
Yeah. Well, no. You know, Marvin, he wants to sell through the Edge.
Oh, there you go. This is a segue.
Oh, okay.
A little slow. Sorry, but I didn't have it prepped up.
So this is Volume 3 of The Edge, God's Thunder. Planning to launch this in March. The extra H's is for in case it goes into April. So this Volume 3, the God's Thunder terrorist organization have unleashed Kyrad on the world. His job to eliminate anyone who has enhanced abilities. So how do you fight someone who has enhanced abilities? You get someone who has enhanced abilities to go after.
All right, cool.
Makes
and
sense.
this is this a single issue, a trade?
This is a trade.
There's a trade. Okay.
This is issues 10 through 14.
10 through 14. Okay.
Which again was originally issues 10 through 15, but I made 14 into a double set system.
Cool. And how many pages is the trade going to be?
What is it? It's over 120 right now.
Okay. Cool.
No.
But I'm adding some more stuff to it. I'm adding a prologue. I mean, an epilogue.
Nice. And so you said March?
March.
Ish.
Yes.
March-ish.
Yeah, March-ish.
Ish.
And it will also be the trading cards that we're doing will be part of that.
All right, cool. All right, gentlemen, we made it to the hour. So, you know, Jeff, thank you so much for coming on and enlightening us, because as indie publishers, we need as much enlightenment as we can get.
Well, hopefully you still have listeners after my ranting and raving. You know, I always get nervous. I'm like, shit, these guys want me on their podcast. They must not like listeners. Nobody wants to hear what I gotta say.
No,
but I appreciate you guys for telling me that you wanted to hear what I had to say. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks a lot.
Thank you for coming on. But before you go, please let us know, where can we find you and your work, sir, or you and your store?
Oh, all right. So Montclair, New Jersey, 491 Bloomfield Ave. Can't miss it. EastSideMags.com, at EastSideMags on Instagram, EastSideMags on Facebook. We don't do Twitter anymore. Blue Sky, you can find us. I don't really post on there. I just read a lot of stuff, but we're there. What else? Fuck Yelp. If you use Yelp, that's fine, but they're the mafia of the social media community. I shouldn't have to fight so hard to have homophobic comments taken off my page that violate their own terms and conditions. So forget Yelp. Google Maps. You can find us on Google Maps. You can find us on Waze if you use that for your GPS. But eastsidemags.com, we got an online store. You can buy stuff from there. We're constantly uploading more things as they come in. We're going through our inventory and uploading all that stuff too. We're only about 4 or 5 months into having a Shopify page, so bear with us. But we're getting stuff up there: action figures, toys, statues, comics, new, old, regular, giant size, you name it. We're getting it up there. And who knows? Maybe we can get Marvin to come out from Comicsburg and hang out with us on a Saturday afternoon.
So that'd be
books.
We'll talk to the team because
JD's in Queens. You said Queens isn't far, man. We could do it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, JD's in Queens. I'm in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Well,
it's a little bit further of a drive than Philly, but I mean, I think you got it in you. You could do it. You want to come out?
Yeah. I mean, we love to come out. I mean, I'll talk to the guys. Like, we'll see when we can set up.
Yeah, let's talk.
Listen, Marvin comes out, I'll show up.
There you go. Let's make it
recorded. That's on the internet now. It's the truth. That's real. We can play it back.
That's fine. I mean, and listen, we'll try to get our other friend in there. We'll try to get Jay in there.
Maybe we get all you guys out here at once.
Right.
Big signing, maybe a special episode of the show. We can get some customers in, do like a little man on the street action.
Awesome.
That'd be cool. You know,
we can make a whole thing out of it. It'd be cool.
Yeah. Sounds good. All right. So Marvin, where can they find you and your work, sir?
Comicsburg.com and theedgecomic.com. Hit those links and all the socials will be taking you from there.
All right, cool. And for myself, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Sunday nights here on Indie Comics Explained, sometimes with Marvin, sometimes with Jay, sometimes with a bunch of other people. Next weekend, we'll be featuring a bunch of other guests, a bunch of other indie publishers. And thank you so much. And just remember, everybody, in the show notes, it's just Marvin and myself. So, but I'll tell you right now, go check out those links for these two creators. Go buy those books. And thank you so much. And just don't forget, read more indie comics, especially ours. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, Jeff. It was awesome, bro. Night. The hell?
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.